Hello Aries, Elsie here to do your reading. It is for the week ahead. Aries, how you doing? I hope you're well. Just thought I'd get one more weekly read in for you during your Aries season. So thanks for that, Aries season. It was a bit of shit. It was a bit of a shit show. But it is what it is, man. It brought the changes that we all need, I'm telling you. Those eclipses did miraculous things for my life. It made me see things I didn't see before. Tell me how it was for you. I've got a lot of Aries in my chart, as I've told you before. You are my fire family. Whatever is not in a Taurus placement is in an Aries placement. So I've got these Oracle decks. We're going to do this. We're going to ask a question for next week, though. Instead of just going with the rando read, we're going to ask, what is the next big change you can expect? Because now all the planets are direct, right? So it's time for us to get down to work and find out what is coming up now, the biggest changes that are coming up. So we went through a lot of purging, right? A lot of letting things go back there. And now things are about to change. So what's coming up for Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter? And hey, if you're here brand new and you've never been here before, I hope you'll stay. And if you decide to, there is a subscription button down in the bottom right-hand corner there if you decide to join all these shenanigans here. And if you're my ride or die Aries, thanks for coming back. Those of you cross-watching, thank you so much. All right, let's find out what's going on for you, Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter for the week ahead whenever you get this. Today, tomorrow, or next year. It's always going to be for the week ahead. Oh, okay. All right, we're throwing things around. That's the only one that faced up. So we've got the flame tree. And the flame tree says, the start of something new. Hurrah! That's what I was talking about. Changes are now coming into effect. So all of the things that were happening over the eclipses, the eclipse in Virgo, full moon, right? The partial eclipse in your sign on the 29th of March, all of those big changes were moving things around in your life. And I feel like now, now that you've burnt it all to ground here, Aries, it's time for something new to begin. Bottom of the deck, we have the amethyst. It says transformation. I like it. Certainty and confidence. Look, it doesn't say uncertainty. It says certainty. I like it. So the amethyst is about healing, right? And so you have come through some sort of awakening here. We've got a breakthrough here. You've got some sort of an awakening that's gone through here. So there's been transformation and healing that's going on. So anything that you were going through, towers that you were hitting, walking into walls, transformation, certainty, and confidence is what was coming of that. All right, let's go to the next deck. After we get these oracles on the table, we are going to look at some tarot, get some details. Let's find out what else is going on for Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Tell me about Aries, please. So you burnt it to the ground. Now it's time to build something new in its place, Aries. We've got the loving man. This could be you or this could be somebody else, but even though this person has a man's body, we don't know what's in there. Is it feminine leaning? Is it masculine leaning? Who knows, right? So we do have the loving man. Now, there's a few things that I notice on this card right away. The sun is one of them. So it does give me the feeling of Leo energy, but this person is standing in a lot of greenery, which is also earth energy to me. And this person is standing in their feelings. It's raining. So it's also water energy. To me, it's kind of everything. It feels like somebody here has come through this burning down of all the things that you didn't need in your life. And I feel like it's almost like you're now in this energy, whether you're feminine or masculine, in this energy of gratitude is what it feels like. Uh-oh, sneezing, hang on. Ooh, two of them, excuse me. Okay, so the loving man, yeah, I feel like it does feel like gratitude to me is what this feels like here. The loving man energy is what it's giving me today. We've got your higher self. So I think you've had a breakthrough, friend. I think you've had an ascension. Taking steps. She is going up the steps. She's ascending the steps. And she has pink on her dress, which is the crown chakra. So I feel like you have been broken open. Your heart space has been broken open. It feels like you've been broken open and you've gone through an ascension, Aries. And that may have been why it felt so terrible. If it did feel terrible. It wouldn't feel terrible for all of you, but for those of you who have a lot of Aries placements, maybe Virgo, maybe it was a really tough sort of month for you with so many things. Planets, were sort of in and out of your sign. You had Mercury in your sign retrograding, and then you had Venus going in and out of your sign in Pisces. So there's a lot that you were dealing with. planetarily anyway. Let's find out what else is going on here. You know what, I'm just going to pull these over here. We've got the flame tree. We've got the loving man. What else do we have for Aries, please? Sun, moon, rising, Venus, and Jupiter. The card of the flame tree is card number 30, which is a 3. Feels to me like something is now coming together, or you're building a new foundation on something. That's what it feels like here. All right. We've got forgiveness. Now, this could be forgiveness of somebody else. It could be someone forgiving you, but I think mostly it's you forgiving yourself is what it feels like. It feels like you are connected now to your emotions. For those of you who had a hard time being vulnerable or being connected to your emotions, I feel like you're having a breakthrough. Card number 19 is the sun in the tarot. And so I feel like you have had some sort of a breakthrough. In fact, the sun is breaking through the clouds after the rain. So it does feel like you've been born again, or, we have an indication of, the rain comes to cleanse, right? Comes to purify, and so does fire. So fire and water, what are they? Temperance. I feel like you've been healing is what it feels like here. So I feel like you've had some sort of a really big breakthrough here. We've got a spiritual message, and I think that's what we're talking about. I feel like this energy for sure, your higher self, coming to the higher self, ascending into the higher self, spiritual messages I feel is what you're dealing with. And I feel like you've cleaned your karma here. Got card number 16. That's what it was, friend. You were going through a tower. 16 is tower in the major arcana. And then we have karma. And so I feel like you were clearing karma. That's what these eclipses were for you. It was a time for you to clear your karma, Aries. All right. Let's get to the tarot. Tell me about Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Also, Aries, don't forget that private reads are open and there is a sale on. If you're into pre-recorded readings, 10% off, my friend, until the end of April, till the 30th. And you can see all of that information in the pinned comment. You will go over to Hipsy. If you already have a username and password for Wizio, Hipsy is the sister site, so that means that your username and password for Wizio will work over at Hipsy. If you're interested in connecting to me face-to-face or live in a call or in chat, please take a look. There is 75% off your first 10 minutes with me live if you're interested in that. All over at Hipsy. Okay, here it goes. There we are. Gotta listen to the cards. We got the 3 of Swords, 3 of Pentacles. Look, we got 3, 3, 3. You're on the right path here, my friend. It feels like something that you have come through the hardest part of your life, and now it's like the tower had showed up and things were burning to the ground. I feel like a purification was here because you needed to be shifted in a different direction. Tell me more. And I think your swords are being replaced with pentacles here on the path. Got the 2 of Wands. This was the plan all along, friend. It was the plan all along, and it's one that you wrote for yourself. Look, you don't have to believe that. I always say to you guys, you don't got to believe what I believe when you come here. But I really believe that we all write the gameplay. We are the coach. We write the gameplays, and then we have to follow that gameplay while we're here. And if we get off track, the universe throws us a tower and says that wasn't in your game book. Got to get you back on track, Aries. We've got the Hanged Man. So I feel this is really kind of beautiful because it does feel like the worst is behind you. This all happened here, Aries, to give you perspective and to put you in a pause, to make you slow down and look at what was going on in your life, to make you make choices, to burn shit to the ground, things that you didn't need anymore. So I feel like it was transformative, the month of March for you. I feel like the whole Aries season was supposed to be transformative for you, and that it was teaching you that letting go of things is what you needed to do, that you needed to sacrifice things through perspective. And I feel like what you're letting go here is the 3 of Swords. It feels like that's what you're going to sacrifice, that you're no longer going to feel heartbroken about it. It's a realization that the reason that the tower comes to clear the path is so we can rebuild. So we can rebuild what is truthful and honest and not an illusion. Because the tower it's like the Tower of Babel, right? And it falls to the ground because it's an illusion. It's not where you were supposed to be, Aries. We do have the Page of Pentacles, and it tells me that things are on track, I want to say. That it may feel like, maybe something really important that you were building fell to the ground. And some of you are mourning that, whether it's a relationship or a job, maybe a business, or something that I feel wasn't working was removed from your path. And I feel like you are now being asked to try again, to build it again, Two of Wands and the Five of Swords. It wasn't easy though. I really feel like I'm talking to somebody who had to get redirected and put back on the path. I feel like it was a lot of emotional hardship, like a lot of hardship in the mind. It feels like it was very emotional, very tumultuous, very gray for a little bit. But I feel like that was the place between the end of the old vibration and the beginning of the new vibration, which I feel is where most of you are right now. And it feels like that gray area is this, right? That's what it looks like. You can see that the waters are kind of tumultuous. There's gray skies. And I feel like you're resilient though, because this person, regardless, is still has their arrow in the bow. I'm still going to take a shot no matter what. And that's Aries energy. If I ever saw it, it's like, that's not going to slow me down. It may have tripped me up. I may had to pull out the first aid kit and wrap up my knees from falling to the ground, but nothing's going to stop you here. Not even bad thoughts. I feel like, feels like the Five of Swords is a hardship of the mind here. 5 and 3 is 8. It feels like you're almost in this place where you're kind of stunned. Like, it's like after you fall off the horse, right? And you're like, whoa, wait a second. It knocks the wind out of you. I don't know if you've ever ridden a horse, but it knocks the wind out of you. It's a bit of a shock that you slipped out of the stirrup and you hit the ground and you have to kind of clear your head for a moment. It feels like the stars are sort of circling your head. You have to clear your head for a moment. You're on the ground on your back, but looking up at the stars nonetheless. Tell me more about Aries, please. Got the Moon. We've got the Four of Cups. We've got the Queen of Pentacles. Yeah, it's time for a new path, and I think it's a new creative path for you. It is something that I feel that you're ready to invest in now, really solidly invest in. We've got the Knight of Cups and the Page of Cups here. So things are moving slow. It feels like things are moving slow, but good news is coming. And it's a good news about some sort of a decision. It feels like there's something that you felt you couldn't stop thinking about, an obsessive thought, or something that you felt you were sort of attached to that you couldn't let go of. I feel like it's you're breaking away by building a stronger structure is what it feels like. And it feels like that you did go through a tower. And so for some of you, it could be the Ten of Cups. For some of you, it could have been a family tower, possibly. And then when the Knight of Swords is in the reverse, it's like, I'm not going aggressively, but I'm still going to give you my truth. So it could definitely be that something happened in the family here. It feels like you had to break away from something by building a stronger structure. And I feel like whatever it was, you burnt it to the ground in the process. And I mean, maybe with your words. Possibly you just said, look, we're not doing this anymore. These are the things that I've got to say, because the Knight of Swords is in the reverse. So I feel like good news is coming. I feel like it's taken its time. We do have the Moon energy here, and the Moon energy is things are not as they seem. So I want to say, as you release yourself from whatever went on back here, the chaos and the carnage that went on back here, I want to say that things are not as they seem. And what I mean by that is that it's, I feel like you're in a bit of a pause, like I said, on your back after falling off the horse, and the stars are around your head, and it feels like you're sort of looking things over. I feel like what you've decided to do is to replace the Three of Swords with the Three of Pentacles. You've decided, instead of being in this energy of feeling sorry for myself, feeling like things are never going to get back on track, feeling heartbroken, I feel like I'm just going to start rebuilding the structure. And that's some very big Aries energy if I ever saw it. It feels like you're just not even going to give yourself a chance. You're going to be in this pause, and then it's like, you know where my comfort zone is when I'm busy, when I'm building something, friendships, relationship, networks, community. When I'm building something, that's when I feel the most like myself, or feel most in control. Because we are looking at Pentacles here, and Pentacles are about the 3D energy, and 3D energy is what you can hold, taste. It's like, I'm just going to build something from that. I'm not going to let it get me down. I'm just going to continue building and investing my time, my money, and my energy and my plans into this Ace of Pentacles here. Tell me about this Five of Swords. I'm sort of interested about this Five of Swords here for Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. I just looked at the timer on my camera here, and it said 14:44. So, Mr. or Mrs. Emperor, yeah, it looks like you're back in the saddle here, I want to say. You're back up on the horse. Tell me about the Five of Swords. We've got the Star. We've got the Six of Pentacles. And we have the Six of Wands. There we go. You're back up on the horse. Look, I don't know why I was seeing a horse in my mind's eye, but you're back up on the horse, friend, is what it looks like. You didn't let it slow you down. Yes, you were on your back for a little bit, watching the stars swirl about your head. But I really do feel like what you're healing, I think, what you left back here was, I feel like you give more than is given to you. I want to say that you're a person who doesn't necessarily allow yourself to be breadcrumbed, but I think that you're probably an overgiver. With all these pentacles here, you could have a Taurus, Virgo, or a Capricorn placement. You're an overgiver of your time, your energy, your money, whatever it is, you are offering that to other people who have less than you. And so I feel like the star next to the Six of Pentacles is telling me that you're now pulling your energy back. It's time for me to pull my energy back, to heal me, to make sure I have what I need first, to get back up on the horse, and to go forward to my victory, to my success. And I feel like your success is happening in the 3D. So I want to say whatever this was back here, I feel like it was, it fell to the ground for a lesson. It feels like it was supposed to bring you to a bit of uncertainty, to show you that when you fall to the ground, or when you're thrown to the ground and you fall off the horse, that all you got to do is roll over on your back to see the stars. And the star shows up here, and the stars are around the head of the person in the Page of Pentacles. So I think that the universe was like giving you a reality check. You were on the wrong path. It was time for you to move forward here. I want to know what you're building, though, because something was removed from your life, and it's like something now that you have to build again, but you're going to build it stronger. You're going to build a better structure. You're going to have cooperation and collaboration. You're going to have a network of people, or a group, or a community of people who are cheering you along. Because I think your comfort zone, the Four of Cups, the comfort zone is building things. I think for you, you just like to be busy. You like to stay busy here. I feel like back here, you could have lost friendships. We have a rejection energy here. And I don't think that you thought that was ever going to happen. It feels heartbreaking. Feels like it was something that slowed you down for a little bit. Maybe you found out something heartbreaking through the moon energy about a friend. It could be that. Tell me about the Three of Pentacles. We have the Judgment card. We have the Emperor. I can't plan that. And the Death card. Are you kidding me? Aries, you've had your transformation. Your transformation is done. You know what I'm looking at? Have you guys ever seen Poltergeist? When that little lady comes in and says, "This house is clean." That's what it feels like. It feels like you have cleared everything away that you didn't need, Aries. So we've got the Emperor here. The Emperor has completed some sort of transformation. Again, we're looking at horses, right? It was a little bit crazy because it feels like you fell off the horse. You're on the ground, sort of looking at the stars, and I feel like you almost got trampled amongst all the horses until it was time for you to get back up on the horse, is what it feels like here. We've got the Judgment card here, Aries. So I feel that the universe is calling you on a different path, and I think that you're answering, you're listening to that. The Judgment card is about leaving something in the grave. I'm just going to leave it there. And if it follows me into the next vibration, it will. And if it doesn't, I'm just going to leave it there. So I feel like you're on a very different trajectory in your life because of what you were strong enough to endure to burn to the ground. You are fire after all, right? And I feel like it bore a new you. I feel like you were born as a new you, someone who's attached to their emotions, someone who realizes, look, I'm very fruitful. Look at all these pentacles, right? I can build whatever I want. I feel like you had a breakthrough because the sun is shining down during this rain that's falling on the ground. And it feels like these flowers here possibly are for you. Yeah, I'm just hearing Miley Cyrus say, I can buy myself flowers and I can hold my own hand. So I don't know if you're feminine or masculine, but I feel like you're doing it now for you instead of doing it for everyone else. I feel like you're just going to hold back a little bit with everyone else or from everyone else until you get your balance here. We got the Chariot energy. Until you get your balance here and you're able to move forward. But I feel like it's a little bit of Five of Cups energy and a little bit of worry about how am I going to build it. I think you're going to build it slowly, strategically, but you've got all the tools. Magician is here. You've got all the tools and you're manifesting like crazy. So I don't think there's much that we've got to worry about in terms of Aries. I'm going to leave that right here, Aries. Thank you so much for being here and watching. I do appreciate you so much. I'm going to go for now, but I'll be back, of course, because I'm always back. And if you're here, I'll definitely be back. You guys take care. Bye-bye.